Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Opinion Machine, the show where we talk about all things gaming. My name is Killjoy, and today we're going to be taking a look at No More Heroes 3 on the Nintendo Switch 2. If you've never played this game before, it is by Suda51, by Grasshopper Manufacture. I love the No More Heroes series, but No More Heroes 3 definitely had some issues running on Nintendo Switch 1. Now, I'm pretty sure already you're going to be looking at the screen going, good god, that's an ugly looking game, and you're not wrong. The game is incredibly jaggy looking, everything's very bland looking. Where are the textures? Look at these cars and everything. The game's never really been about the open world, it's been more about the combat and stuff. But before we get into combat, like, this game I believe is running at 60 frames a second. Now on Switch 1 that was rare when you were in the outworld, but less so when you were in the combat. But I want to drive around the city so you guys can see. This game, there's a lot of pop-in, it's incredibly blurry. But what I've noticed is that this seems to run a lot smoother compared to when it was on Switch 1. Now I'm not saying it's perfectly running at 60 frames a second, driving around the city, but it seems better. But you can, I mean, it should really. Look how little texturing's going on in this game. It is an ugly game, I'm not going to deny that. It's a very ugly looking game. It looks like a game from like the PS1 era, maybe PS2. But what I have noticed is the game does load a little bit quicker, and it seems to hold the frame rate at 60. Definitely there are some frame drops going on here, but it seems to hold those a little bit better than it did on the original Switch. And even when you get off and run around on foot, which I can do, it seems to stay at that frame rate significantly better than it did. So if we get off here and just go running around. Like I said, the game is not a pretty game. What was a mission? I think that's a combat mission. One I've already probably done, I think. I can't remember. Oh, that's the side quests. But yeah, you can probably tell that the game is running fairly alright. Considering, especially if you've played this game before, you will know just how bad it is driving around the city. It drops awfully. But the other part of this game is combat. Now, I don't know if this is combat. What is this? Oh, is it a mini game I found? Oh no. Right, let me cut from this to actual combat. Okay, so combat. Combat in this game has always been the strong point of the series, as you're about to see. And the other thing is, not only is it stylish, it runs pretty buttery smoothly. So compared to the outside world where it tries to hit 60 on Switch 2, inside the combat it's pretty much 60 across the board. And as you can gain, the game is incredibly, like I said, stylish. That's kind of what it's always been known for. And then on top of that, combat itself, there's a mixture of things. You've got light and heavy attacks, as well as some other moves. But you can see the game there's no issues here. It's running fine. Again, there's not exactly like lots of textures and things like that. The enemies are pretty generic. But when the game really needs to do the most important part, which is get involved in the combat, same with the boss fights as well, it does it in a way that's, you know, is to be expected. We've got another fight next to us, so let's check that out. But this is one of those games that I'm sure the PS4 version, I think it's PS4, PS5, I'm sure those versions of the game are significantly... Oh, you can just replay them. I'm sure the other versions of this game do run better. I know it came out on other systems. But having this on Switch 2 at least is a much smoother experience. The game isn't going to look any better. Like, realistically, Suda's never made games that, like, have... I mean, I like the art style, don't get me wrong. I love how, like, Travis looks and things like that. I've always liked the art style in No More Heroes games. But they've never been good-looking games. Like I say, it's mainly all about the bosses. Oh, hello, there's a different enemy in here. I have not played against these guys for a while, so I'm trying to remember what all the... Oh, I can't grab him. What I can do is do that. Well, hey. But yeah, there are no... Let's go super mode. Phase 1. There are no issues with the combat, which is what I love about it, is that the fact that I can play this and I'm not running into frame drops. So you get the odd stutter when enemies come in, right? That's probably the biggest... Oh, these dudes. But when the game comes down to it, there are boss fights. That's one of the biggest parts of the game, which I'm not going to show off today. But they also are the things that would probably, you know, need to run well. Like, this game is crazy looking, but it's not that enough crazy looking for it to, in my opinion, run that badly, right? And so being able to play this on a system where it runs significantly better is great. Like I said, the combat was never the problem with it. Oop, get out! Oh no! Slow mo. Let's grab him. Weak. Hopefully, you know, if you have played this game before, you know that, like, oh, if you ever fancy replaying it, that you can come and play it on Switch 2 if you have one, and it is going to run better. The combat's like, you see the frame drops, like, at certain points. Like I said, with the enemies, when the enemies jump in and things like that. Oh, hello. Get out of here. Can't remember what half my abilities are anyway. Let's try that one. Oh yeah. I like that one. Oh, my dodging's off in it. Bye. Hopefully what this is showing is that, like, with a lot of these videos that I've been doing recently with these games, hopefully this is showing just how much of an improvement you're going to get out of it. The unfortunate thing is that when these games aren't patched, like, this game needs, like, some anti-aliasing added to it. It needs a lot of things. I don't think we're going to get that now at this point. Because this game is, like I said, it's an ugly game. But you can be guaranteed that when you do the combat sections, the only time it seems to really mess up is when it spawns more enemies on screen. Walking around the city and driving around the city seem to be smoother than they were. I've not hit any heavy... I mean, bear in mind, this is at the end of the game anyway. I haven't tested boss fights, but I'm pretty sure the boss fights ran fine as they were originally anyway, so I can only imagine they're going to be fine. I mean, even just moving the camera and, like, walking around, you can see there's stutters here. There's a few frame stutters still. It's just less of it because of the extra raw power the Switch 2 is doing, and obviously the load times helps. So if you are planning on either picking this game up or replaying it, know that you will have a smoother experience. Just like a lot of other games, it won't be as bad. Hopefully you can see in the combat that the combat is buttery smooth, except for, like, the enemies jumping in and then driving around the city, which, to be fair, is not the most interesting part of the game anyway. Does seem to be working better. Not perfect, but better, and that's all you can really ask for without the game getting a patch. I would love to see this game get, like, better textures and some like anti-aliasing stuff added, but I just don't think that's going to happen realistically. It's one of those games where it came out, it probably made its money and moved on. But yeah, that's going to do it for me today then, guys. Thank you so much for watching as always. If you like the video, please hit the like button. If you want to see more content on Switch 1 games running on Switch 2 and just Switch 2 games in general, Then hit the subscribe button so you can keep up to date with all that. And until next video, I will see you then.